The Boston Celtics have a golden opportunity in this year's NBA draft. As you all know, the Boston Celtics have a couple of draft picks in this year's NBA draft, one being that 28th pick in the first round, where they can look at a ton of options, as this is a very guard-heavy NBA draft. And a guy to look at is someone by the name of Walter Clayton Jr. If you don't know him already, he definitely was a standout guard in the national championship and all throughout March Madness this last season. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video here on Celtics Digest. I am Patrick Billings, and before we get into anything, guys, if you love the content that Bruce, Nick, and I are dropping here on Celtics Digest, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You guys have been giving a lot of love, man. And if you guys are watching our videos and you're not subscribed, come on. Come give us some love over here at Celtics Digest. We're posting every single day. We got a lot of draft content, a lot of trade content as well. So if you like the Celtics and you love all that good news, come over here to Celtics Digest. We'll help break it down for all of you. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So Walter Clayton is the guy that we are highlighting today in this video. And like I said in the intro, it is a very guard-heavy draft. So they have a lot of guys to choose from, and with a lot of things moving in the offseason, with Jrue Holiday possibly being on the move, you can never have enough guard depth. So Walter Clayton is a guy that kind of fits in that late first round pick area that the Celtics fall into, and I think that this is a great option for the Boston Celtics to go after, just because of how great of a player he is, and he showed that in all facets of the game in every single big game that he played, especially in that March Madness tournament. So if we do a little overview here on Walter Clayton Jr., if you guys don't know him already, he posted the most productive and decorated individual season in Florida history, leading the Gators to the 2025 National Championship, while scoring a University of Florida record 713 points. And he's the first player in program history to earn first-team All-America honors, adding the Final Four and West Regional Most Outstanding Player recognition and SEC Tournament MVP. This guy was just racking up every single award possible, and his 1,346 points as a Gator ranked 24th in their history, and also has the most points in their history in a two-season span, and scored 2,117 career points, also including his season at Iona. Walter Clayton is a very decorated basketball player, and he has a lot of very interesting comparisons because his game is so fluent, and he is a great shooter and a really, really good guard. I would probably call him one of the best shooters in this NBA draft. There's a lot of them, but I don't think there's many that are like Walter Clayton Jr. And of course, as you just keep going down the list here with all of these accolades that he has, I mean, he's a decorated player, like I said, and there's a lot to love about him, especially being a veteran guy, being 4 years in college basketball. If we go ahead and look at some of his stats from the last 4 seasons, but we could highlight this last season in his senior year at Florida, starting in every single game that he could possibly play in 39 games with 32 minutes, and he averaged 18.3 points, 4.2 assists, 3.7 rebounds, also shooting great from the free throw line at 87.5%, and his three-point percentage at 38.6%, and the field goal percentage 44.8%. And if you see those little bit of the splits there on the three-pointers a game, he's attempting about 7 to 8 a game, which is definitely a little bit of a high clip, but it's not nothing new in the NBA, as Anthony Edwards is shooting a lot of threes as well, as we saw this year. So it's not really too eye-opening anymore because that's just how the game is. But I think that this is a game that the Boston Celtics do love, because they do love shooting their three balls, as we all know as Celtics fans. Or if you just love the Celtics in general, I think that you know how they play, and breaking all those three-point records this year, that you know that they are a three-point shooting team. So again, if we kind of just go over some of his strengths here, they kind of compare him to Cam Payne and Tyler Johnson. Not really much of a fan of those comparisons, because I do think he's going to be a better player than that. A lot of people do compare him to a Damian Lillard. I mean, he does have that limitless range. We saw that constantly. He'll start games shooting threes from about 3-4 feet behind the line, even further, and he's knocking them down at a pretty good clip. So if we look at some of his strengths here, the combo guard is one of the best pure shooters in the draft class. thrives in the catch and shoot situations and has a quick release, making it harder to get a hand in his face when he shoots. And he can also shoot off the dribble, typically uses screens and gets his three-point shot off of the dribble and can extend all the way from 25 feet out. Just like I said, why I'm comparing him to a Damian Lillard, because you can never just have a hand down on a guy like this. They're going to hit from anywhere on the court. So this is really something that spreads out the defense and also helps space out your offense a little bit because you got a lot more room to work with. And I think that with the Celtics in the screen and roll, we saw Jayson Tatum and Luke Kornet being the second best proficient screen and roll duo in the NBA. I think that this could work very well as well. And again, he hits the mid-range shot off the dribble with the ball screen action, as he's, of course, sneakily effective from mid-range, and he can get to the nail after beating his defender and knock down, a little bit up in a mid-range shot. But, of course, another part of his game that keeps opposition on his toes. He has a tight handle and extremely quick in transition. And I think another thing that is also very, very underrated is his IQ, as he's always looking for his teammates to be open. I mean, he was averaging just over 4 assists a game, but with those 18 points a game, he's definitely contributing in all facets of the game. But I think as a guard, as a lead guard, but I think he'll play a little bit of that combo guard and play next to someone like a Peyton Pritchard. I think that would work out very well. He's definitely capable of being the lead guard and kind of setting up the offense, but I think that he could definitely work best being that combo 2 guard and having guys set him up for some open shots as well, and the passing will grow as he grows as a player. But again, he is an older guy, a veteran, good IQ, and again, a good defender. I think that there's a lot of flack on his defense, but we saw him, if you guys watched the national championship, who had that game-winning block on Houston to seal the national championship. Well, it was Walter Clayton. He was getting after that ball, diving all over the place. Usually when his offense isn't playing well, he picks it up on the defensive end, and that's something that you want to see because he wants to be effective on the court. Whether his game is off or it's on, he wants to be that guy that helps the team go out and get a win. And again, right to finish it off here, an explosive leaper who has converted some impressive dunks in his senior season. So that is definitely a lot of strengths, as it is about 2 paragraphs long. So these guys cannot get enough of him, and neither can I. So Walter Clayton, definitely a great choice here. And then let's see his weaknesses now. So he's a solid passer, but he has a tendency to turn the ball over more than you would like. Has a high basketball IQ, but can make easily avoidable mistakes from time to time. Is a bit small for a shooting guard, but he obviously measured about 6'4", turned 22 on March 6th. Decreasing in his perceived upside in relation to younger prospects. Good size for a point, but below average size for a shooting guard and combo guard. But there's really nothing weak about Walter Clayton other than possibly his size and sometimes making a wrong decision. That's really it. There's really nothing else to say that's bad about this guy. And you're probably wondering, why is he looking to go in the late first round? Again, age is a factor, of course, but I think that this is a type of guy that the Boston Celtics would definitely look at drafting. If he's on the board there, I don't see why you pass up on him. There's a lot of good things to talk about him, and I think that he's a guy that could plug in and play instantly, just like I said about a Chaz Lanier, but I do like Walter Clayton Jr. a little bit better for the Boston Celtics. And if we just kind of look here in some of the notes and look at his measurements, he's standing at about 6'2", barefoot, just under 600 pounds with the 6'4" wingspan, a little bit small of a wingspan. Probably you want a little bit longer, especially on the defensive end. And he has the 8'1" standing reach, but he has a good vertical. He had a 37-inch match vert, and I mean, man, this guy is constantly doing the right things, whether or not you like it. Walter Clayton is an absolute beast, and I think that this would be the perfect situation for the Boston Celtics here, as we pull up a picture of Walter Clayton, just in case you forgot his face. But hopefully you will remember him come draft time, because I think that this would be a match made in heaven and a golden opportunity for the Boston Celtics to go after a guy like Walter Clayton. Like I said in the beginning of the video, guys, there's a lot of moving parts in the Boston Celtics this offseason, a lot of moves that they have to make. And I think if they're looking for a guy to plug in and play, be an older guy and that's just ready to play, they don't really want to develop somebody, well, I think this is your guy, and I think they have a golden opportunity in the NBA draft to kind of pull off a little bit of his steal, in my opinion. I really do believe that he should be higher in the draft, like a mid-first rounder, but the draft moves in weird ways, and so many teams like so many different things. And hey, sometimes it could fall in your way in the right way, and the Boston Celtics could get a nice steal here in Walter Clayton Jr. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Comment down below what you guys think about Walter Clayton Jr. I mean, like I said, it's a very guard-heavy draft, guys, and you can never get enough guards, especially someone who's a good ball handler and a great shooter from deep. That's definitely something that the Boston Celtics love. And also, if there's any comments down below about anyone that you want to see us talk about as a draft prospect for the Boston Celtics, I would love to see you guys give us some suggestions down below. And with that being said, guys, thank you for watching the video, and go Boston Celtics.